Some people say that philosophy's glory days in bioethics are over. I disagree. My name is Jenny Blumenthal-Barby. I am a philosopher bioethicist, and I am really passionate about the role of philosophy and philosophers in bioethics today. Fundamentally, bioethics is concerned with asking ought questions. So what ought we to do? What should we do? For example, ought we to allow patients to have aid in dying? How should we prioritize scarce medical resources? These are really fundamentally moral and philosophical questions, and so they can't be answered with just empirical data alone. That's why we need philosophical training to help us develop sound arguments about what's right or wrong, which is really at the core of bioethics. Philosophers are constantly developing new concepts and frameworks that can help bioethicists make sense of the world and ultimately help change practice and policy. One example is a relatively new philosophical concept called epistemic injustice, and this was coined by the philosopher Miranda Fricker. And according to the theory of epistemic injustice, we wrong people, i.e., we do them an injustice, when we fail to treat them as people who can transmit knowledge to us and form their own accurate beliefs. For example, we know that historically, women and people of color have been treated as less equal knowers. They've been listened to less, believed less, and silenced more. And these are all instances of epistemic injustice. And this notion of epistemic injustice is really relevant to bioethics when we think about patients, because if we treat patients as less equal knowers and we don't listen to them and value their knowledge and experiences, then we do wrong to them. Patients ought to be heard when it's time to make personal or policy decisions about healthcare. This is just one example of why bioethics needs philosophers to continue to challenge existing frameworks, develop new concepts, and ultimately explore the deeper questions that continue to push the field forward.